All right, we are live. Hey, we are so excited. We have a special guest. I've been teasing y'all saying that we were going to start introducing the people that we've been bringing on to EXP. We have brought on 4 or 5 in the past 2.5 months. This guy is really special to both of us. He was a past client. Love Jeremy Arant. Jeremy Arant, how you doing?
Doing great, Roddy. Good to be here.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Awesome. So you were a past client, right? And then had a great job. And then you decided, hey man, I'm gonna give that up and come join EXP and her real estate team. So some might think you're crazy, but what made you make the decision?
Well, I was in the corporate world for 25 years, and the thing is with the corporate world, you're constantly being pushed and driven to different things and try to achieve higher and better goals, but you're always achieving them for somebody else. And as you get older, you kind of realize that. You kind of realize that you're working for somebody else and you're working for somebody else's goals. And in those quiet moments, you realize, what are my goals? I should have goals. I should have things that I want for myself. And I realized I didn't have those things. My entire life was being driven by other people and their goals. And I looked around and I love people. I love associating with people. I love helping people. That's what I do. And in my downtime, when I'm not, turning a wrench or working for a corporation somewhere. So how do I incorporate that with what I do every day, with my experiences that I've had with people, and who do I care about the most? I have so many people that are in this field that have touched my life personally over the years, and it's because they had their own goals, they had their own life, they had their own ambitions because of what real estate was able to do for them. And after sitting down and thinking about that, it's like, why am I not doing that? And then when I started talking to them about it, they all told me the same thing. Why aren't you doing this?
Good question, right?
Yeah.
So
we first brought EXP to you, or I told you about EXP, and then you did some research on it, right? So what was it you liked about EXP?
So it's the team mindset. And it's an easier, believe it or not, it's an easier transition for somebody who's coming from the corporate world because you're not alone. When you're in the corporate world, you're so used to being surrounded by people and surrounded by structure and surrounded by things that you don't really have to stand on your own too much. The training is there, the development is there, the leadership is there, and then that's what you're afraid of when you come into real estate. Am I going to be an island? Am I going to be out there trying to figure all this stuff out and making huge mistakes on my own? Guess what? With EXP, that's not the case. Right. You literally have a team. You have all of these resources at your disposal, and they don't just say, "Here's a bunch of resources," and dump them in your lap. They take the time to show you how to use them and how it applies, and it just the community that's created there. I've met so many people. They've all given me points. I have yet to go in the EXP world and not learn something. Not come out better, not come out knowing something. And that's, how do you put a price tag on it? Like, you can't. It's great.
I always say embrace the technology, right? So the one thing about EXP, we're very progressive in a lot of people's minds, right? But it's really just about embracing that technology and making sure that you are part of that community. Because I think the one thing EXP, I agree with you wholeheartedly, it's a great community of givers and collaboration. So I love to hear that only about 2 weeks or so in that you already have a real sense of that. So that's great. And then speak about being on a team. So you decided, being a former client of ours, we have a team in Indy, and Jeremy decided to be a team member and become a buyer's agent. So I know you've only got about 2 weeks under your belt, but you've known our team, our agents, and our system for, my gosh, I don't know, like 5 years. I don't know. So kind of speak to that and what drew you and attracted you to that team structure.
Well, once again, too, it's that the comfort that I already had with it from coming from the corporate world, and being able to have people that you can talk to, like Rodney, like you, like Nate, like Jason, all of these guys that have been on your team for so long, and we knew you, so we knew them. So we hang out with you, we hang out with them, we meet you, so it's all, and you get comfortable around them. So you get comfortable hearing their feedback. and it just builds. Everything builds on each other. It's a lot more structured than I ever thought it would be. And it's not a boss. You don't have a boss. You work for yourself, but you have a team. It's literally people helping you. It's not somebody telling you what to do. It's somebody saying, "Oh, that's where you want to be. Okay, well then let's help you get there." And when you're surrounded by that all the time, it's so much more encouraging, so much more positive, and you don't feel beat up at the end of the day. It's not people telling you did something wrong, you made a mistake, you did this bad thing. It's always somebody going, "Well, that was awesome, and then we're gonna build on that, and then we're gonna do this next time, and we're gonna do that next time." And it's all constructive. It's not beating you down and trying to make themselves look better by making you look bad. It's we all grow as a team.
And I think you were showing houses your second day in. So
yeah,
pretty quick.
It was, you hit the ground running, but EXP lets you do that. They give you the tools to do that. You can hit the ground running. And if you like talking to people, if you like getting in front of people, and your personality is as big as mine is sometimes, it helps focus you on, where you need to spend your time and how to spend it a little bit better and efficiently.
Yeah, without some guidance, I think a lot of agents can come into the real estate world not knowing exactly what that is. So, we always try to provide that structure, that guidance, and like you said, just lift each other up. Sometimes it's lessons learned, and sometimes you learn, sometimes you earn. And in your first 90 days, there's a lot of learning, a little bit of earning. So we'll try to find that happy balance for you. I'm just curious, why now, right? So you had a long time to think about this. I know we've talked about it for a few years. And then, so my big curious question is, why now?
Well, that's everybody's question. Everybody around me wants to know why now. It's a whole lot of things. Several years ago, I asked some advice. I went to you guys and said, what would it take? What would I have to do? Right? And Amanda, you were very honest. You said, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to prepare yourself mentally, physically, and financially. I took that as gospel. Okay. And I went home and I created a plan. Now we had some bumps in the road and some obstacles, but I followed that plan. I listened to the wisdom of the people that are way more experienced than I. And we got to a point to where we could. And then it was just a matter of how do we go about doing it? And after doing the research at EXP and seeing how well your team was doing and how well you guys were doing, even in a market where every other agent is saying, "Oh, it's so hard, it's so hard, it's so hard. It's impossible, you can't do it, you can't do it." And I'm watching your team. They're not running around like chickens with their heads cut off. They're focused. They've got a job to do, and they've got clients to help, and they've got things that they need to get done, and they're focused and it's structured. And to me, it just made sense after seeing all of that, plus having, what was going on in the corporate world after COVID and everything. Everything changes there, and it's not very friendly to some of us that have been around a little while. So it just was an easy transition compared to what I thought it was.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. And go ahead, Rodney.
Yeah, I think the huge difference is ownership. And so when you're working for someone else, you're working for their ownership. You're working to build their wealth. Now with EXP, with real estate, they give you ownership. So they give you first off stock dividends, which is definitely ownership.
Huge.
And then if you help grow the business, you get ownership. So it's definitely a plan that you can build on towards retirement, and it's not something that you have to go out and people have an idea that you have to go out and recruit people. That's not the case at all. You got friends and people that are enjoying real estate or coming to real estate, and you're just building the business and helping them build their business. So I'm really excited for you.
They really do incentivize that. I don't think people understand the importance of that. Like, it's very easy in the world of real estate to just become an island and just focus on your clients and what you don't know and what you're good at and that sort of a thing. But this teaches you how to incorporate more and how to see the big picture in real estate. And that way you don't get tunnel vision and you don't get locked into one particular thing. and it's so much better. Like it's just so much better.
Well, and I've heard other people, like you say, coming from corporate America, and we have an agent that's going to be coming on next week. She's also coming from the corporate world. And I feel like that EXP piece is a good match because, you have those stock shop that just feels familiar, right? With the stock options and the way you are running your own business within a structure and platform, but you're free to run your own business. So yeah, I love hearing that. I love that. That's great. So how are you feeling now? Let's just go to the basics. So, you've opened a lockbox, you've shown a buyer your house, you're very close to writing an offer. So how is all that feeling, and is it anything like you thought it would be?
Yes and no. That's a good question because the thing is sometimes I get ahead of myself. Once again, my personality, my mindset. It's instead of enjoying what I'm dealing with right now and the client that's in front of me and the decision that they have to make. Sometimes I'm already thinking about the next step. But when you're there, the client, because you have to guide them, you have to help them, and they have questions. Their questions pull you back in and help you settle down a little bit and help your own mind settle because you've already asked all these questions and you have that, that. So you're like, oh, I can help you with that. I can answer that question. I can do those things. And before you know it, you find yourself a lot more comfortable with it than you ever thought you would be. So now it's just anticipation. Who's going to be that first offer that I'm going to get? Who's going to be, because it's not if anymore. When I first came on, I was like, am I going to be able to do this? What's going to happen if I can't? What if? Now it's the anticipation. It's like a kid going to bed on Christmas Eve. What's the tree? What am I going to get? How's it going to be? How happy is everybody going to be to see it? Because that's the other side. When kids are opening presents on Christmas morning, the parents have just as much fun as the kids do watching it happen. And I see that on the team. Every time somebody gets an offer, every time somebody signs something, every time a family gets a set of keys to their new home, the entire team celebrates it. All of it.
Yeah, and I can't wait. I can't wait for you to feel that and feel what it's like to help somebody get there. That's the coolest part. I mean, we've had people cry at the closing table, so it's always a journey, always a journey. So I'm excited to see where your journey goes in the next year or so. So cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky, do you have anything else?
No, we are excited about helping you build your wealth, build your future, build your retirement. That's what we're here for. That's what where our main focus is now, is growing other people's businesses, and that's what we want to do for you. So I'm so excited you're with us. I really am. So a friend, Jeremy Arant, and now a team member of the Herd Real Estate team, say congratulations.
And if somebody wants to get a hold of you, Jeremy, what's the best way to get a hold of you if they're ready to buy or sell a home?
They can reach me at Jeremy at herdrealestateteam.com or Jeremy, .indy homes. Yeah, there it is. Sorry about that. My brain farted on me. And then my cell phone, it's an Arkansas number, so just bear with me there. It's 479-301-7794, and you can call me anytime. I was an on-call technician. So I'm used to being next to my phone all the time.
Yeah, and I think I saw behind you there, you're a Georgia fan, right?
I am a Georgia fan. I'm a Georgia Bulldogs, go Dogs. I'm a Georgia boy. I can't change that. You can take the boy out of Georgia, but you can't take Georgia out of Georgia.
I love it. I love it. Well, we are so excited you spent this time with us. We're glad that everybody can get to know you a little bit, and we look forward to hearing from you down the road.
Yes, ma'am. I'm excited. I love it.